Sonic vs Metal, one of the greatest fights in fiction. Everything about this battle is built up and executed perfectly. Quick note before this video starts, I have tried 4 times to upload this, but it's been copyrighted every single time. So please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me because this has been an absolute nightmare. But let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. So the setup for this fight is Sonic finally makes it to the reactor that they've been trying to stop the whole movie, because Eggman told them that if they didn't stop the reactor, the whole world would basically blow up. But the whole time, Eggman was lying just to get Sonic's DNA so he could get Metal up and running. And this is one of the coolest reveals of all time. Metal comes out of the sphere in the middle, just looking like the absolute menace, and appears in front of Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. Then Metal Robotnik shows up, who they thought was the villain the whole time, because Eggman said there was an evil Metal version of him, which is the one that was trying to blow up the world. And the reveal that Robotnik and Metal Robotnik are the same person is honestly pretty funny. And yeah, I called him Eggman before, but I should have called him Robotnik to make things less confusing. Anyway, let's keep going. So Sonic speeds towards Robotnik, obviously because, you know, he's just double-crossed him. And Metal, without even hesitating, just teleports in front of him to stop him. So Robotnik wants Sonic to fight Metal Sonic, so obviously Metal Sonic will win and he can blow up the land of the sky. And Sonic, being Mr. Ego, says... Then we see Metal's engine revving up and just blowing everyone back, and then he just turns into this pink aura, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Then we get to see them, you know, chase each other for a little bit, and then Metal catches up to Sonic and gives him the hardest kick in the bag I have ever seen. Then Metal catches him in midair by the leg, puts him in a force field, and just flies away. And Tails tries to chase, but Knuckles stops him. Then somehow Sonic escapes this force field, and we see him actually like worried for the first time ever. He's like, where is he? I've lost him. Only for Metal to come flying out of nowhere straight at him, go upside down, spin his whole body around, and deliver the coolest kick to the face anyone's ever seen. Then we get a crazy shot of Metal and Saturn just looking like the absolute menace he is. Then Sonic falls I don't know how far and somehow manages to survive. The second part of this fight takes place in the Arctic, where Metal's plan is to basically release all the magma from the core to blow up the whole planet. Then Sonic's like, right, Metal has to be around here somewhere, only for Metal to appear from under the ground, under his feet exactly. Like, what? And this is the coolest scene of all time. I guarantee everyone's seen it at some point, but my god, we are about to witness peak. They're both standing there doing the exact same pose, both looking like complete menaces. And what's crazy is Sonic can understand Metal even though he's not talking. Like, he's just making beeps and boops, and Sonic's like, yeah, the world isn't big enough for both of us and one of us has to go. He's like, yeah, I agree. Then they chase each other around for a bit until they clash heads in the coolest scene in the whole movie. Sonic's like, you might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you because I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? Now, they're headbutting each other so fast that they fly up into the sky, land on Robotnik's ship, and then Sarah just beats the brakes off Metal for looking up her skirt. Then when Sonic is on the front of Eggman's ship, he tries to grab him while he's startled, which Sonic obviously dodges, and then Eggman is so heavy, the ship goes sideways and causes Sarah to fall out. Then Knuckles comes in clutch with the catch. That's my goat right there. And then, while Metal is holding Sonic up by his arms, foot in his back, the most unexpected thing happens and Tails flies the tornado straight into both of them. Then, while Knuckles is slipping and sliding with Sarah and Tails has fell out of the tornado, he turns into a snowball rolling down a hill, and just as Robotnik is about to grab Sarah, Then we cut back to Sonic getting absolutely destroyed by Metal. Then when Metal's distracted for a split second, does a smash down air straight into Metal's back. And this impact was so hard that it blew a hole down to the core, causing it to explode. And now this is why Knuckles is my goat. He has to stop the lava, and at first he's like, I don't know. And then as soon as he gets the middle of something, he's like, yes ma'am. But unfortunately, his precious hat catches fire here. Then we get one of the coolest shots of Metal of all time. Sonic is on his knees, he's worn out, he's tired, and Metal appears behind him like a shadow, red eyes blaring, and just, my god, look at him. Then he's got the audacity to drop kick Sonic in the back of the head. But it doesn't stop there. He picks him up and starts choking him to death. Then Sarah tries to stop him, but obviously he's Metal Sonic, that's not gonna work. But Tails has a master plan. He uses the navigator that Robotnik gave him to somehow overload Metal. And Sonic doesn't waste any time here. He takes the first chance he gets and sends him flying across the Arctic. And then the president has to come and ruin everything. That's on topic, isn't it? And they have to get him out of the ship before it blows up the bridge that they've been trying to stop from blowing up this entire time. But who would have thought Metal's not finished? He comes flying at Sonic and Tails and knocks them both out of the air. Now Tails tries to do the same thing he did last time and overload Metal, but Robotnik caught on and shoots the navigator off Tails' wrist. Then Metal rises up and once again comes flying full speed towards Sonic. But Sonic dodges this time and they have a little scrap in the air before punching Sonic into Robotnik's ship. And while Sonic's lying there, Metal thinks this is it. He goes full force and Sonic dodges yet again. Then after chasing each other for a little bit more and after jumping on Knuckles' head, Sonic does another down air on Metal, trying to get the spike this time. But Metal flies back up, and this time Sonic grabs him by the head and kicks him straight up into the air. Then does a backflip and a spin dash straight into him. But this was on the president's ship, which had crashed into the bridge, which now explodes. And Sonic, exhausted, still tries to save the president, but it could be too late. And then, to everyone's surprise, a beaten and broken Metal emerges from the smoke, holding the president and Owlman. Then Metal gets hit by a box and falls straight into the lava. And in one of the more moving scenes in Sonic the Hedgehog ever, Sonic tries to save Metal. Then, when Metal's climbing up, Sonic's got his hand stretched out. Metal finally reaches Sonic, and what does he do? He smacks his hand away. Then, as Metal is slowly being melted in the lava, says to Sonic, there can be only one Sonic. And we get this long dramatic screen of Sonic being absolutely distraught. And Knuckles is like, no, don't do it, Sonic. Don't jump in the lava. Because obviously, you know, that's not going to end very well. And then it fades to white after Sonic screams Metal. And that is the end of Sonic vs. Metal. Let me know in the comments what you think about this fight. And that's all from me. See ya.